Good afternoon. My name is Sam Richards. First off, pleasure to meet you. I'd like to start off with giving a brief introduction. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. I currently live in Huntsville, Alabama, and I work for PepsiCo via Frito-Lay. PepsiCo is the owner of Pepsi Bottling Group, which many people identify Pepsi to be associated with. The Pepsi drink does not own Frito-Lay. Pepsi has a line of beverages spearheaded by the Pepsi drink. So Pepsi actually owns Pepsi Bottling Group, Frito-Lay, Quaker, Tropicana, and Gatorade. So I've had the privilege to join Frito-Lay right after college. My undergrad, my Bachelor's of Sciences in Marketing with a minor in Sociology from Florida State University. And I've been with Frito-Lay since January of 2008. I started off in the Sales Associate program in which I became a district sales leader 8 months later. District sales leader to Frito-Lay is the equivalent to district manager. They call them district sales leaders, sales because of the function, and leader because your prime objective should be to lead opposed to manage. About 2.5 years after I became a district sales leader and managing a team of about 15 employees, I was promoted to zone business manager, in which I was relocated to Alabama, which is where I currently reside. So, a little bit more about me. Again, I went to Florida State University, joined Frito-Lay. 4 years later, this is where I'm at, and I'm loving it right now. As a zone business manager, I have 6 key functions that I am basically graded on, and I am tasked to manage from an efficiency stance and make sure that the different KPIs that I'm held accountable for are productive within their own respect. Those 6 functions are support labor, over and shorts, unsellables, retention, sales dollar volume per hour, and safety. Many of these KPIs are company specific, so I'll bury the details, but these 6 different KPIs basically state my value to the company as far as what I bring to the company and to the bottom line. Alright? The different things that I want to do within my career, when you look at my overall career vision, is the next thing that I want to do is actually get an international assignment. Obviously, we know PepsiCo is a huge conglomerate, and international opportunities is something that I want to take advantage of within my career. From what I've learned, if you do an international assignment and you perform well within your assignment, you have the opportunity to come back to the States and somewhat get your picking. So right now, a district sales leader is a level 6, a key account manager or a sales trainer is a level 7, and a zone business manager, the position that I currently have right now, is a level 8. I had the opportunity to move from a level 6 to a level 8. So my thought pattern is I get an international assignment, which is possibly a level 9 or level 10, and when I come back to the States in a matter of years, I will actually be at a level 11, or even more importantly, a banded position that comes with a plethora of different benefits and advantages in itself. So that's the scope of my vision as far as what I want to do in a crash course, seeing that we only have about 5 minutes for this tape. Alright, my background, grew up in Miami, went to Miami Carroll City Senior High School. In college, I played football for Florida State University. I pledged to Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, in which I served as the vice president from 2004 to 2005, and I served as the president of the Iota Delta chapter from 2005 to 2006. I was also a member of the Black Student Union, the NAACP, and a co-founder of a registered student organization on Florida State's campus known as Poetic Lyricism. So that's just a little bit about my campus involvement, and there's, of course, I've had plenty of jobs while being at Florida State University, and even prior to going to college. I started working at the age of 15 and had my first managerial position at the age of 16 years old. Alright? The different things that have inspired me to seek international, I guess, expansion when you look at my overall career is international business, strategic management, organizational behavior, and overall marketing. I remember my marketing course, the marketing course that we took earlier in the program. It said the reason for marketing's low level of credibility is the lack of disciplined financial result measures for assessing the value it contributes to an organization. So that sparked my interest and made me want to get more in depth and involved within the financial realm of some of the courses offered within the program. The second quote that I remember from a strategic management stance is the word strategy comes from the Greek word strategos, which means generalship, the act of planning and winning battles and eventually wars by thinking through and anticipating the implications of each and every action. So within my leadership style and within the decisions that I make, I try to remain cognizant of how will I affect the people that I'm leading, and how will the message that I'm giving affect the end result, which is really the big picture when you look at corporate America. Alright? Styles and capabilities. As far as people management and as far as self-sufficient, I would say a good snapshot of corporate America is being able to perform without being rewarded. In my eyes, there's two different types of leadership when you simplify the different concepts that we covered in organizational behavior. And one leadership style that is mostly preferred when you look at the overall consensus is to perform and then get rewarded, perform and then get rewarded. In corporate America, from my experience, is a different structure where it's perform, 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 and then a very big reward. But the period in which you perform outweighs the momentous kind of reward, because the reward is really an isolated event and the performance is needed on a more prolonged, elongated sense. So you definitely have to be self-sufficient, and I think that coincides with my style, my preference, and what I expect and what I expect the leaders of me, my managers, to expect of me. I'm very self-sufficient, and this is something that I consider a strength in business. All right. Values that I live by is change people or change the people. So it's either you develop the people, or if the people are not willing to develop and get better through corrective and constructive performance, then you need to work out through attrition how you get the right person for the job. So I think a motto or a mantra that I live by is change the people or change the people. And then another thing that I live by is also ask for help. In any role, in any level of any company, whether it's an entrepreneurship or whether it's a corporate setting, do not be afraid to ask for help, because that is the only way that you're going to learn the ins and outs of what you want to accomplish. Things that I expect from others is consistency and accountability. If you're in a leadership role, accountability for yourself and accountability for your people. It's an injustice to not hold your people accountable, and it's also an injustice to not hold yourself accountable to the responsibilities that you're expected to carry out. Last but not least, I'll touch on the most valuable concepts. The most valuable concepts from a motivational stance is reward and performance balance. I touched on a brief scenario as far as perform, 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 and then reward, but I think it's very imperative and very important that there is a healthy balance between performance and reward, whether that be simultaneously back to back to back, whether you perform and then get rewarded, perform and then get rewarded, or like I previously stated, long periods of performance with big, momentous occasions of reward, however you prefer. But I think having that balance is definitely advantageous when you talk about productivity, when you talk about retention, and we talk about all the different vital components from a human resource and from an overall bottom line perspective, as far as keeping the people that you get that serve as assets. Last but not least, how would I overcome resistance to change in PepsiCo or in Frito-Lay? I would say that peer buy-off is a very powerful force when you're talking about change and you're going through the normal cycles of resistance to change. If you have the opportunity to get someone from the work group, in my case a district manager that is on board and agrees with the change or sees the positivity within the change, using them as a leader within the group to explain the benefits of that change, and hopefully their peers see that within them and they come around to what the company needs them to basically see. Because at the end of the day, it's the employees and it's the district managers and the route sales representatives and the different leaders throughout the company that really make the change happen. The leaders and the executives and the different people from the top down really just have the vision, but vision is the power to basically bring something that's seen in the mind to fruition. So I think peer buy-off is a very powerful force. So with that being said, pleasure to meet you. Again, my name is Sam Richards, and I am in the second to last semester of the corporate MBA program. Thank you, and have a good day.